Newcastle, they punch above their weight for this Champions League. Newcastle in pole position for automatic qualification in the Champions League. Who dash monkey banana na? Eh? Newcastle United are amongst the top 8 in the UEFA Champions League for this season. 3-0 win over PSV Eindhoven today. Johan Wissa, Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes with all the goals there for Eddie Howe's men. Now they find themselves in very good pole position to qualify automatically into the knockout phase of the Champions League, while some heavyweights like Manchester City and Barcelona are outside of the automatic qualification zone going into the last round of games. Wow, this is incredible. Newcastle United fans will take this all season long. They are not doing so well in the league. Very inconsistent in the Premier League, but doing some marvelous job in the UEFA Champions League. Right now, they are 7th on the log. We're going to review the table going into the last round of matches for you guys in a moment. And what about Liverpool? Emphatic a dominant display today over Marseille, Olympic Marseille away. What a performance. Dominic Szoboszlai and Cody Gakpo with the goals and an own goal there from the home side as well. So, and Slot, I will get some a respite there from that sort of performance today. They are also in the amongst the top 8, actually 4th on the log as we head into the last round of games in the Champions League to decide who will go into the playoffs for the knockout phase of the Champions League. So really good result for Liverpool there in the Champions League. Again, just like Newcastle, Liverpool themselves are not doing particularly well in the Premier League. In fact, the defense of their Premier League title has been a total colossal failure this season, in shambles, so to speak, where they currently sit 4th on the Premier League log. But for Europe, they are in commanding position to actually sail through to the knockout phase there. And Barcelona, despite their 4-2 away win over Slavia Prague, they currently sit 9th on the log and just outside of that automatic qualifying zone for the knockout phase of the Champions League. It's going to be an interesting last round of games in the Champions League. Trust me, some of these heavyweights will be looking to punch their way back into automatic qualification. It will be really interesting to see how those last round of games will pan out. Barcelona have been scoring goals for fun this season, but their undoing is conceding way too many goals. Fermin Lopez with the first 2 goals there for Barcelona. Dani Olmo also on the score sheet, and Robert Lewandowski rounded things up for Hansi Flick's men to make it 4-2 to the away side. They currently sit top of La Liga. So interesting one for them. And Bayern Munich, of course, expectedly, Harry Kane with a brace there. 2-0 win over Junior St. Gilloise in the Champions League. Excuse me. And they are currently 2nd on the log as well. What about Chelsea? Chelsea just 1-0 win over Paphos FC at Stamford Bridge. That result keeps them amongst the top 8 as well. They occupy the last automatic qualification zone for the Champions League. Atalanta were beaten at home by Athletic Club 3-2 there, and Karabakh FK defeated Eintracht Frankfurt 3-2 as well. Galatasaray, the return of Victor Osimhen didn't help them pretty much. 1-1, they were held to a 1-1 draw at home by Atletico Madrid. They needed an own goal to actually rescue a point from that game. And Juventus beat Benfica 2-0 in the other game. So let's take a look at the table now and see what the table looks like going into the last round of matches. Some of the big guns are on the verge of missing out on that automatic qualification zone. So here it is. Arsenal, of course, no one is touching them at the moment. 21 points from 7 games, a perfect record in the Champions League. And Bayern Munich are second. Their only defeat in the competition was against Arsenal as well. And Real Madrid are third. 15 points from 7 games as well. Liverpool, the same number of points, 4th position. And Tottenham Hotspur are struggling in the Premier League, but Emphatic in Europe, they are 14th. They have 14 points, and they are 5th on the log. Paris Saint-Germain, the reigning champions, 6th with 13 points, and Newcastle on 13 points on 7th position, and Chelsea also on 13 points on 8th position. So it's going to be very, very interesting going into the last round of games, as we still have a couple of teams that can sneak into the automatic qualification rounds. That will be Barcelona, who are nice, the same number of points as Chelsea, Newcastle, and Paris Saint-Germain. So any slip up by those 3, Barca will sneak into the automatic qualification zone. So too will a Sporting CP and a Manchester City. Of course, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, these are all teams on 13 points. Manchester City for me are really disappointing. Their last game now will be at home to Galatasaray. That will be an interesting game. From that embarrassing loss to Bodø Glimt yesterday, we understand the players, the group of captains, Erling Haaland, Rodri, Ruben Dias, and co. Came together to offer a refund of the ticket for all the fans that traveled to Bodø to support Manchester City in their embarrassing 3-1 defeat to the Norwegian side yesterday. That's really actually a very thoughtful gesture by the players because that was uncalled for. On paper, Manchester City shouldn't have any problems dismantling Bodø Glimt, but they have put themselves in some precarious position right now where they would have to do it the hard way. If they fail to beat Galatasaray, right now they don't. I would say they don't even have their fate in their own hands. It will, even if they beat Galatasaray, it will pretty much depend on the other teams who are above them on the log. Slipping up or dropping points for Manchester City to sneak their way back into the automatic qualification zone. So it's going to be really, really interesting. The last round of games, that is going to be some watch for a lot of football fans and neutrals out there to see who would make it and who will slip up on the final day of action before we head into playoffs. For those other remaining places outside of those automatic 8 positions, so from 9th position to 24th position will be drawn into a playoff to see who would make it into the round of 16 for the Champions League. All right, guys. That's your roundup for the Champions League action for today. Goals galore once more. Let's hear in the comments down below what your expectations are going into the last round of games. Who do you think will miss out on those automatic qualification places in the Champions League? Let's hear in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my page, like this video, and share it with your friends if you enjoy this kind of content. And I'll see you again in my next video. It's your boy, Mayor Kess, signing out.